you're writing things, but don't judge yourself. Don't like look over, say like, oh gosh, this isn't very good. No one's going to want to see it. The point of it is just to get words down on a piece of paper. And what I always try to tell people so that they know is like, your goal between now and kind of like the first 2 weeks of February or so is to get a 25,000 word first draft for manuscript done. Now, people are like, what does that mean? Well, it will be mediocre at best. And then you're going to have, you're going to get a lot of feedback on it. And then you're going to make another version of it and it's going to be better. And you're going to get it to advanced readers. And then you're going to have a copy of it. Like there's a bunch of steps that'll happen. So I think that there's a tendency of all y'all like kind of be hard on yourselves. Don't be hard on yourself. Just create words and get it to your development editor for feedback. What they're doing is they're going to be reading a selection. They won't read everything you write, but they'll be reading a selection of the stories you write, giving you feedback on it. And in these sort of like moments is to say, hey, great, like Zane, looks like it would be helpful for you to add more dialogue, right? So go ahead and like, I think you need to add more dialogue. Or, Ferris, I think that if you could add more sort of descriptive elements, great. And so I think as you're just creating stuff, know that this is just a set of feedback to help you improve. Now, one of the things people ask is like, what do I do when I get this feedback? Like, do I edit things? Do not touch any of these words until like you basically start in the manuscript creation process, which will happen after, in 2019. Crazy to say. But for now, just basically create sort of stories. And one of the things that I think a lot of people will see when you start to create content is that you'll write something and it'll be like, oh gosh, this is only like 250 words. Like, is this too short? Like, what's going on? Oftentimes what will happen is when you get feedback from your development editor, they'll be like, hey, you should be adding more dialogue. And so you can pull more quotes in, you can pull more things in, or add more kind of description. So like, we oftentimes don't do things like add what the room looked like or what the location was or what the weather was like. Those things are things you're going to want to add to it to sort of add depth to it. And the last part is just that depth, like adding expert opinions in and that sort of stuff. So if you write something that's 250 words, most likely if you go back through it and try to add those things called the 3Ds, you will take a 250-word story and turn it into a 750-word story, sort of like this. So anyway, that's kind of what the DE is designed to do, is to give you that sort of feedback to know how to deepen your writing a little bit as you go. So that's sort of my thing, is like, just, don't stress yourself out and don't feel like, oh gosh, I'm behind or ahead, whatever. Like, you're all going to get these things, whether I drag you over the goddamn finish line or not. We're going to make sure that we get these books published. So, but just do the best that you can and know that, like, write whatever words you can and use these sort of like natural check-in points to kind of get feedback on how to do your next round of writing. And so again, tonight, if you've been struggling a little bit, just try to do one more story, get that one more story into your DE. And what they'll be doing this week is giving you kind of some feedback to say, hey, this is how this is going. So anyway, that's my high level stuff, just to sort of share with you guys, is like, it was good to talk to everyone last week and know that like kind of the only goal of this week's round of feedback is just to get you feedback. That's kind of the way to think. So.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Eric. Does anybody have any questions there before you start? Feel free to ask on the Zoom chat anytime, or for me, or at DEs, or about anything at this point.
Yeah, one thing I will add on that with your DEs, just really quickly, if there's a particular story that you want, remember, they're kind of like going to be reading a selection of your things. They won't read everything, nor will they be editing it, but they'll be going through. If you're like, if you worked particularly hard on one story and you want feedback on it, just say, hey, I want feedback on this specific story. Great. The idea is they're going to read 1 or 2 stories of yours per week in that way, and they'll be reading your chapters as we move into the second phase of this one. But it's sort of, think about, they're going to do a selection of things to sort of give you that feedback on it. But if there's something in particular you want feedback on, awesome. And the other thing I would say is, like, some people sort of are like, I just haven't had very many interviews yet. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I talked today to Jamar, who's I think you might be roommates with Cameron. But anyway, Jamar was like, I realized that when you said we can write on whatever it was, I just started watching really interesting YouTube interviews and writing stories based on it. So great, like, make that your approach. Like, this doesn't have to be formal in terms of like how you do these things. You're writing a book and you're going to get feedback and edits along the way, but fit into the vibe that you want. If you're someone who wants to write personal anecdotes, write personal anecdotes, but just, write what's enjoyable to you. And listen, Jamar, he turns his phone around and shows me that there's like a YouTube screen on. He's got him up there and he's just typing away as things are going. So if that works for you, great. Do what works for you.
Sounds great.
All right, party people, keep going on. See you guys next week.
Any last-
Thanks, guys. Yeah, have fun. See you guys soon.
All right.
Always quit me if you need me to.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. All right, guys. Now we're just gonna do like the next 30-ish minutes. We're gonna do some structured work time. If you need to go, like, feel free. Not a big deal. We're just gonna be. I want to be here, like, working on my stuff, and you can work on your stuff and just ask questions, bounce off ideas, do whatever you want. Like if you're writing something and have like any questions, just let me know. So yeah, I'll start working then. Let me know if you guys have anything at any time. And once again, feel free to leave whenever. I'll probably be working till like 5:30, 5:45. So yeah. Some people have taken the chance to leave. But you guys are all doing good with writing?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, like, don't feel stressed if you don't have like 5,000 words. If you do, it's great, but like, no, it's all good. I'm not gonna try in front. I don't have that much either.
It's really shit.
No, it's okay. Yeah. No, I read over one of my stories last night. I was like, what the fuck? Did I write this sober? But yeah, don't stress about that. That's part of the process.
I'm really trying to get credit for this class.
I think,
Like
yeah,
next semester.
we were talking about that. I think it'll probably work out. As like
So technically take 4 classes next semester plus this.
yeah, I want to take 4 classes regardless, just because like, yeah, because I can, because Hong Kong can be a lot. I'm like way ahead on credits. I can take 4 like basically the rest of the way through if I wanted to. Yeah, like pretty much.
Yeah, you should. Unless you want to take like an easy elective.
Yeah, or to take like 5 and then take 3 later on. Wait, is it to be a full time? You have to take 3 or 4 classes. 4. Oh.
Yeah, 4.
I think it's 10 hours. So yeah, so 4, I guess. Yeah, but you're part time, so you can't live on campus. I don't think. Yeah. All right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you front load a little bit.
I remember last year in my staff, he was a senior, that was her only. And it was his senior experience, that one class.
Yeah, I know somebody who did 2 each semester. That's the way to do it though.
Yeah.
Like, because you can just have a fun senior year if you have an offer.
Sure.
Oh shit. Is everyone on Zoom chat doing good? You guys have any questions? All right, I'll take that as a no.
Ivan texted me Dana. So. Do they?
Okay. Hey, here, I'll just mute him.
So how do we do to like send it to a phone?
He asks, what do you do to like send it to your D? You go to the chat bar and then in the top right or on the side comes up. Yeah, and just tag your DE like at whoever your DE was, or you could just let them know in your updates room which ones you want them to read. But that's probably the easiest way to go about it. Yeah, see you first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll probably wrap up in a few minutes anyways. Look, I don't think I can go to Royal Jack yet. My friend's still in town.
Stuff to get stuff this early.
I know, fucking dude, look at that shit.
Yeah.
5:30.
Yeah, are you going to? You see the Blue Origin thing on Thursday?
Is Jeff Bezos gonna be there?
Doubt it.
Actually, I might. I think it's a good
really want
chance.
to go, but I have class. But I would skip it.
If you go, I'll go.
I don't know about it.
12:30.
I'll do it later. I'll RSVP later. All right, I actually think I'm gonna wrap up now. Cameron or I don't know who's on the phone, but if you guys have any questions, any last minute questions for me before, what's up? Okay. If you guys have any last minute questions, let me know before I wrap up. Anything? Anyone here? Well, thanks for coming tonight, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Good luck submitting the deliverable. And yeah, so we'll see you next week then. Yeah, see you guys.